Is this the first time you've seen me cry on camera? Yeah, that's because this book actually meant a great deal to me. Was I sent a copy of Sunrise on the Reaping? No, I was not. And as your resident Hunger Games fanatic, I am deeply offended. No, I'm not actually, because they have no need to send out arcs for a series as popular as Suzanne Collins' The Hunger Games. However, after the disaster I felt that was the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, I really thought we were gonna get some arcs. Did any of y'all get an arc? Not me. So I had pre-ordered the audiobook copy, and actually, no, I didn't pre-order it. I'm full of shit. I didn't get it until after it came out, and some of y'all said, this is me before the Hunger Games, and then this is me after the games, and you were sobbing. So I was like, you know what? At least it generates emotion, which the only emotion that the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes generated in me was pissed offedness that we were even getting Snow's story. I didn't want Snow's story. You didn't want Snow's story. We wanted somebody interesting story. I would have taken Tigress over Snow. We would have loved to see Haymitch's story, which is what we finally got here. What we really have been wanting. I know everybody's been wanting Finnick's story. Me too. I've been wanting Finnick's story. However, we got Haymitch's, and I'm pretty happy about it. You go into the Hunger Games knowing that Haymitch is an alcoholic, knowing that Haymitch has some sort of pre-existing relationship with Effie, though that's pretty obvious because he's obviously had to coach a bunch of 12s that have lost for many years. But then, by the time we get to the end of the series, we realize that something's going on with Haymitch and Plutarch. And we're like, where the fuck did this come from? Where did this thing come from with Plutarch? We want to know. Without spoiling too much, this story answers those questions, and it also, at the beginning of the Hunger Games, you are kind of real pissed off at Haymitch. You're like, this guy is really failing these kids. And this book kind of explains how he got there, and it doesn't do it in a way that forgives him for it, but it does it in a way that makes you smile. This is like the making of a villain story. This is why we like making of the villain stories. Haymitch may not be a villain, but we want to know why he's so fucked up. And we get it here. And we get it in a relatable way that makes us still love Haymitch and probably love him even more than we did before. And we get some questions answered. This book kind of restored my faith in Suzanne Collins, because if you didn't understand that America was the capital, if you didn't understand that when you read the first books, you missed those books, because America is the capital and the districts are all the third world countries that, for instance, Amazon puts all their factories in. Just go Google for me, Amazon factories in third world countries. You will see that they live in the middle of these like absolute horrible places where everybody lives in like shanties and tents and they work at Amazon. If that is not representative of America is District 1, and this is how all of the things that we get with capitalism are feeding into this country, then you miss those books. You miss those books. If you want to say reading is not political, you just missed it. You just don't know how to read critically, okay? I love you, but I need you to learn how to read a little more critically. Or if you are not there yet, just get on the internet and look at what other people have to say about those books that did read them critically, not just the funny meme ones about, this is how I felt before the book, this is how I felt after the book. No, I want you to find somebody like me, hopefully somebody better than me because I'm a fucking mess, but somebody like me who's going to be like, hey, this is what this book was actually about, just in case you missed it. It's okay that you missed it, but I'm going to tell you what it's about now. I'm going to tell you what it's about, okay? This book in particular is reflective of this period of time. This one right here, where everybody feels like they can do nothing, especially Haymitch. Haymitch feels like there's nothing he can do. He's just one small little cog in the machine. He doesn't have any power. He is not a powerful person. He cannot do anything on his own. This is true. But he is one of the ants. And I read a book a long time ago, Radical Hope, I think, and it's like a collection of stories about hope from a lot of different authors who consider themselves radical in politics. And it's about, there was a quote about an ant. And an ant cannot do a whole lot on their own. They're an ant. They will get crushed by the giant foot, right? But an entire colony of ants moving one grain of sand each can literally move mountains. They can move so much dirt. They can create so many things, and so can we. You just have to be an ant. You have to move your one piece of dirt. You don't have to feel like you have to take down an entire country. You are not Katniss Everdeen. You are Plutarch. You are Haymitch. You are Effie. You are one of the larger pieces of the puzzle. And if you didn't get that from this book, again, you're not reading critically, but I'm telling you now that Suzanne Collins is telling you that it's okay that you can't take the system down on your own. You just have to be one small part. And when we lose, it feels horrible. And I'm gonna get emotional about this. Okay, the book did make me cry now. Is this the first time you've seen me cry on camera? Yeah, that's because this book actually meant a great deal to me, because she talks about how, we know Haymitch failed, right? We know he failed to take down the Capitol in his Hunger Games, obviously. But each battle lost can be a part of the larger war. It doesn't mean that all hope is lost. There is still hope, and this book gave me a great deal of hope, and I hope it did that for you. And if you were not reading it critically in this period of time, then you missed that hope, and I'm so sorry that you missed it, but go read it again. Go read it again. Okay, I love you. Bye.